What is going on, Pokepeeps? Bringing you some open Ultra League matches today. Team is starting off with a Shadow Swampert, followed by Galarian Zapdos, the always rare to catch, and finally the newly buffed Steelix. I say buff because it got access to Psychic Fangs. I always liked actually using Steelix in the Ultra League, but Psychic Fangs with that guaranteed defense debuff, gotta love it. So let's get right into these Ultra League matches. First match of the set, let's get into it. Who are we up against? Rob Kobe. Alright, Rob, let's go. What you got for me, Rob? A Registeel lead. Oof. Registeel, of course, being an open Ultra League, you would need to have like a level 51. So I am leading the Steelix. This is one of those opportunities where I'm wondering if I should be running Earthquake instead of Crunch. My theory behind it is that Crunch is going to be hitting things like Cresselia and Giratina for super effective damage. Ooh, Upon goes for the Focus Blast, so that's doing super effective. But anyway, yeah, Earthquake would have Stab, and it would really hurt my opponents if it actually connects, but Crunch also charges quicker, has a small chance to debuff my opponent. Going for the neutral Crunch, no debuff. But, yeah, it's kind of like a double moveset to try and debuff my opponent with Psychic Fangs being guaranteed and Crunch having like a 30% chance. Alright, we get a shield from the opponent. They might be thinking that I am running Crunch and Earthquake and not Psychic Fangs. We're chipping away at this Registeel, but it would have been way better if we were running Earthquake. Definitely a situation where Earthquake would have been the better choice. We take this Focus Blast, takes us out, gonna bring in the Zapdos. Zapdos would have been able to probably counter down that Registeel, so they're going to switch into Tapu Fini. Pretty great safe switch. Fairy Water is such a good defensive typing. Well, we're not going to be able to do much to it with this team, so I'm going to bring in the Shadow Swampert. Like, the water moves are actually going to be doing neutral to us, so I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake. Of course, an Earthquake coming off of a Shadow Swampert going to do a lot of damage. Let's see if it decides to connect. It does connect, and it actually doesn't take out the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini has a lot of defense going on here. I'm shielding this up because Shadow Swampert's kind of a glass cannon. Yep, alright, we are shieldless. They still have one shield. Not the best spot for us, but Shadow Swampert should still be able to hit something with a charge move. We are very charged up here. It is a Trevenant. Trevenant is so meta in Ultra and Great League. We're gonna go straight for the Hydro Cannon. My opponent's gotta know what's coming. Yeah, it does a nice little chunk of damage. We're gonna get to that other Hydro Cannon. Unfortunately, I overcharged. They're gonna get to their charge move. They are not fooling around. They are going to take out my Swampert. Now, all we got left here is the Galarian Zapdos. I'm just going to forfeit. There's nothing I can do. Good first game. Let's get into the second match here. So far, we are at one loss. Who are we up against now? Mew, Too Fast, Too Furious. That is up there in top names I've come up against. And, of course, they have a Talonflame up front. Do not love this. The fire-type moves will be doing super effective damage, but Incinerate is so slow. We're going to try and take advantage of that. We're going to be able to fire the Psychic Fangs. The one thing we don't really have to worry about are Brave Birds. Because we are Steel-type, we are resisting it, but Incinerate being such a fast-charging move, they are going to be able to hit us with some Flame Charges. Incinerate's also going to hit us pretty hard. Now they're going to get that attack buff from the Flame Charge. We're not loving this, but we are debuffing this Talonflame, so maybe Swampert can come in there, get some easy KO damage. They are switching out, so we're going to fire our Psychic Fangs, lower the defense on our opponent's Pokemon, then we are probably going to switch as well. Yep, bringing in the Zapdos. Now that that Blastoise has been debuffed, it's Sunglass Shiny. Ooh, that's cool. Alright, so it's been debuffed, so the counters are going to rack up some damage. Zapdos is fairly bulky, but I still really don't want it to take a Hydro Cannon. We're going to shield this up, going to overcharge a bit, and I really would love to counter down before they get to that Hydro Cannon, but it's using Water Gun, and I'm sure they're going to get to that Hydro Cannon really quickly. Going to fire the Ancient Power, hoping for that buff. Don't want to use the Brave Bird to get that debuff just yet. They throw in one more Water Gun, going for that, going for that next Hydro Cannon, excuse me. There it is, going to use our last shield. Maybe not the wisest choice, but I really want to counter down, and I'm hoping Talonflame comes back, and we can just throw a bunch of rocks at it. Let's see, it is Talonflame. Let's try and throw some rocks. They're able to sneak Incinerate in there. We don't love that, but we are able to get to our Ancient Power. Would love a buff here. No buff. We are going to throw our next Ancient Power. Unfortunately, we must have CMP tied, and they are going to get through us. So this is going to be it for Zapdos. Do not love this, but we are going to be able to hopefully take out this Talonflame before they get to another charge move. 2 Incinerates. We got to our Hydro Cannon, but our opponent switched on the last second. Let's see what this Hydro Cannon is going to be connecting to. Cobalion. Okay. So yeah, this is one of the Pokemon that actually got buffed with the double kick move. It would have been great if we saw that switch coming, because I could have charged up to an Earthquake. Steel being weak to ground, it would have done a ton of damage. I was hoping this second Hydro Cannon would take out the Cobalion. Unfortunately, it's hanging on by a thread. Let's see, of course it's Sacred Sword, and you know, it doesn't do much damage. Like, Swampert isn't that bulky. For a move called Sacred Sword, I would expect some more going on here. We're going to be able to get to our Hydro Cannon. Once again, CMP tie, and they win the CMP tie. So we're going to have to take this move. If it's Flame Charge, maybe we can hold on. Unfortunately, it's Brave Bird, so we're going down. Bringing out the Steelix. I really, really need to get to the Psychic Fangs. Come on! Oh, okay. We did not need to get to the Psychic Fangs. Lucky for us, the Dragon Tail pulled through. Lots of bad CMP ties there. Good game. Let's go into the third match. We are 1 win, 1 loss right now. Hoodracne. Sounds like a rapper. Who did? Hoodracne. Oh, it's lame. I'm sorry, everyone. Alright, so they lead with a shiny Sylveon. Sylveon is a strong Pokemon, man. It's going to be running Charm, but some Sylveons do like to run the Quick Attack fast move. Quick Attack is now giving more energy, so it's viable. You could do it. So I'm going right for the Psychic Fangs. Steelix running Dragon Tail. Very super duper resist Dragon, so yeah, these Dragon Tails aren't going to do much. I believe Fairy also resists Dark, so I don't really want to go for the Crunch. Might be another good example of I should be running Earthquake even on the Ultra League Steelix. So we're going to fire another Psychic Fangs. Just keep lowering this defense, but Dragon Tail still isn't doing much. We're kind of keeping up with each other here. Our HP looks to be around the same percentage. Ooh, they went for the Moonblast, probably hoping for a debuff. Moonblast, I think, has a chance to lower my attack, but I'm not sure how much of a chance. I'm just going to sit here and continue debuffing this Sylveon, so whoever comes out next, I'm hopefully going to be able to fast attack it down, get some energy. Hopefully they don't have a charge move for me. At the same time, we're both in the red here. This Psychic Fangs might take it out, but oh, my opponent must have counted? Yeah, I'm guessing they counted that, man, because that was a nice CMP tie. They go for the Psyshock, another move that I resist. Really resisted Bow there. Bring in the Swampert. Because they threw that charge move, I'm feeling really safe here to just throw some Mud Shots. Sylveon's super bulky, but after 3 defense debuffs, Mud Shot is going to be enough to take it out. They bring out the Walrein. Alright, so thank goodness they debuffed Icicle Spear. Walrein is still a solid Pokemon in Great and Ultra League, especially Ultra. But yeah, because of that debuff, it's a little more safe. It's not as dangerous as it was. So we threw the Earthquake, got their shield, gonna bring the Zapdos. Zapdos being flying and fighting, we're still weak to ice, but our counters will be racking up some damage, and Ancient Power is actually gonna be super effective on the Water Ice type Walrein. And at the same time, once again, gonna hope for that debuff. The debuff got nerfed on Ancient Power, but Ancient Power is now doing 20 more damage. So, kind of a fair trade-off, I think, considering how many Pokemon can learn Ancient Power. We're gonna use our last shield here. Not going to want the Icicle Spear to connect. Really want to counter down this Walrein, but I think it's still going to get to Icicle Spear pretty quickly. Gonna have to fire that Ancient Power. Let's see if we can take out the Walrein. Yep, there it goes. What you got else for me? Escavalier! Okay, we actually... Galarian Zapdos resists pretty much anything this guy could do to us. If it was running Aerial Ace, we might have had a threat here. I believe my opponent was probably charging up to a Mega Horn. We still would have resisted that, so we're able to get to our Brave Bird, knock out the Escavalier. That is a good third match. Love hitting things with Brave Bird in the end. Let's get into our, fourth match. Fourth match up against Gabhuro Gichi. Gucci. Cab Gucci. Alright, he's got a Shadow Machamp. This is terrible matchup for us. The fighting moves are going to be doing very big damage on our Steelix, but we do have Psychic Fangs. So Psychic Fangs would do super effective damage and would lower their defense. Honestly, I'm kind of thrown off here. Is the Machamp throwing counters? It might be throwing karate chomps. I'm getting the first shield off the Machamp. I feel like it's throwing karate chops, or is it just really lagging? So yeah, they're going to throw their charge move. Of course, I'm going to shield up. They've already shielded a Psychic Fangs. We've lowered their defense. We're going to be able to take this Machamp out pretty easy. Like, only because I'm not convinced of what's fast move is. It's got to be counter, but maybe they're just super laggy? So yeah, we're going to be able to Dragon Tail it down at this point. We just have to use up our last shield, and no, we don't even need to touch our shield. I don't know what's going on here. I felt like we were in a pretty bad matchup there, and my opponent quits. I don't know what was going on there, but yep, Steelix beat the Machamp. Might have been running Karate Chop, might have been lag. I'm not sure. Tell me in the comments what you think. We are going into our final match. We are 3 wins, 1 loss. We're guaranteed our encounter, so that's great. Up against Yen Bell. I have no idea what the heck happened in that last match, but let's get into this one. Opponent has a Greedent, and they are immediately switching out because Greedent, being the normal type, isn't going to be able to do too much to our Steelix. They are swapping into Scrafty, so this is most likely XL Scrafty. Of course it is. It's that high CP. Gonna send in I was about to say Gyarados. Oof. Sending in Galarian Zapdos. Galarian Zapdos, being fighting and flying, is going to be resisting anything Scrafty can throw at us, so I'm just going to counter it down. It's probably going to get us into the red, but we will have a fully charged Galarian Zapdos, so whatever they throw next is going to be very, very keen to throw some shields, because they are going to get hit with a Brave Bird, most likely. And if we're lucky, we can even get to a second Brave Bird, or maybe just throw the Ancient Power. So let's see what my opponent decides to do. I have to throw this really quickly. I am in the red. They're throwing out a Talonflame, it looked like. So, yeah, Ancient Power would have done a lot of damage, but Brave Bird actually would probably do even more. That's just how hard Brave Bird hits. Yep, they actually decide to take the Brave Bird. It is going to take out our Galarian Zapdos. Pretty even trade here. Sending in the Swampert because the Incinerates aren't going to be doing much damage. I tried to throw the Hydro Can. Once again, CMP tie. We are not doing great with these Talonflames. Shielding up in case it's a Brave Bird. It's a Flame Charge. We did not need to shield. Now our Hydro Can is going to go through. I actually kind of looked like I threw after him. Maybe it wasn't a tie, but I'm still pretty sure it was a tie. We're going to get the shield from my opponent. Nothing's happening. Okay, the lag is for real. They're sending out the Greedent now. Gonna throw our Steelix back. This is looking pretty good for us. Alright, Psychic Fangs connects. We're gonna lower that defense, meaning our Dragon Tails are now gonna be doing some nice neutral damage, but now a little more because of that debuff. So, my opponent throw. There's the Crunch. The Greedents usually run Bullet Seed with Body Slam, and they actually get the defense debuff on me. There's a 30% shot that is going to work, and they got it. I'm not feeling very lucky here. That Crunch is doing more damage. They got it again! Oh my god. So I'm going to throw my own Crunch now, just because it's going to do a little more damage than the Psychic Fangs. Yeah, those debuffs are really racking up. This stinks. Like, we totally, like, had this for sure. Then these debuffs happened, and now I'm not so sure. Bullet Seeds don't do too much damage, but yeah, we've been debuffed twice. It's gonna be giving him a lot of energy. We are able to get the last shield. They're sending in their Talonflame. I'm sending in the Swampert. I'm gonna fire that Hydro Cannon onto that Talonflame, and that should take it out. I'm not taking any risk whatsoever of it getting to a Brave Bird. Down it goes. Back out comes the Greedent. Whatever it throws, I'm pretty sure I can take it even as a Shadow Swampert. What you got for me? They're in the red. Feeling pretty good here. Just gotta get to that Hydro Cannon. Oh, they're getting to their next charge move. This one, I do need the shield if I want to survive. Oh, no, we are barely hang on there. They did not fire the crunch, so we're able to go into the Hydro Cannon, able to hold on to that shield. Awesome. This should take it out. Let's go. Bam, we get the win. That is a good game. So let's see what we got here today. Yep. I love the Stardust we're getting out of these quests. It's a nice little bonus. We get a 4 for 5 set here. I have no idea what happened with that Shadow Machamp. Oh, an Axew encounter. Lovely. One of the few encounters that's actually worth it this season. Hey, have any of you seen a 5-star boss in, like, the encounter pool? I see, like, Kartana can be encountered. I haven't encountered it once. I haven't encountered a single 5-star raid boss Pokemon in the encounter pool. Well, leave it in the comments if you have, because I sure got nerfed this season for me. So, yeah, we got a nice 4 out of 5 set here, going up in rank a little bit. Not sure if we should continue running Crunch on these Steelix. Honestly, I feel like Earthquake is the better choice, but I do really like that Psychic Fangs has now become accessible to Steelix. If you want to see Steelix in the Great League, I do have a video on that. Go check it out. If you want to see some more Galarian Zapdos action, I have a video on him too in the Ultra League. So go check out both those videos. I have an Instagram at TheRangerCurly. Go give it a follow just for some of my daily catches. I love posting what I get in my daily incenses. If I catch another Galarian bird, that's the first place you are going to see it. Now, as always, trainers, happy hunting.